Overstreet.
Well, it's awfully debilitating going behind such a great speaker as Reggie. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. Now, does anybody know what happened November 10th, 1775? I will give you another hint. It happened in Philadelphia, at a bar. No, it was actually where the Marine Corps was formed. So now you can kind of look at Marines a little differently, knowing where they originated from. And some of you might be thinking, well, I wonder, does that make him a history buff? And I have to say, no. In fact, I'll argue that I'm not even a president buff. Some people will say, hey, I wonder if he watched a lot of the History Channel. And no, I unfortunately don't watch a lot of the History Channel. So I'm glad you guys are full of a lot of questions today. Where I got this information from was this neat little book. And this little book, they don't sell it at Barnes & Noble. I know it's pretty good looking and all. This is what was issued to you when you joined the Marine Corps. And it teaches you quite a bit about the history. The Marine Corps actually got great history. Unfortunately, I've forgotten most of it. When I was going back through, it was reminding me of all the great traditions about how they got their name Leatherneck or Devil Dogs. And I thought that would be pretty great to talk about. But according to the manual, you have to be an expert. And because I forgot about all this, I thought that I would let you know that I am actually an expert on how I came to join this organization. So I will let you know how I began to join this wonderful organization. I was in high school. I was a junior in high school. And I wasn't great at school. If there was a class with a window, I was pretty much looking out the window wondering what was going on. And this recruiter stopped me in the hall one day, and I'm sure you guys probably had gone through your high schools all the time. He asked, what are you going to do with your life? Are you planning on going to college? How are you going to pay for college? Where do you see yourself in 20 years? That's pretty deep for a 17-year-old. It's, I have no clue. I came from a single mother. We didn't have a lot of money. I was in angst about that. And he's like, well, why don't you come in and you see me and I can show a couple of things. And I'm going, okay, maybe I can go in and see what's going on there and take a look. And so sure enough, I went and met him and he showed me these really cool brochures. He even showed me a movie. It's basically anything from protecting the president, jumping out of helicopters, to swimming in the ocean with sharks. I'm like, I can do this. This is great. Why isn't everybody even doing this? So that summer, between my junior and senior year, I turned 17. My mom came down and signed me up. I went through my whole senior year getting ready. I started running a little bit, trying to learn how to do chin-ups. I still only topped out at 14. I don't know how you have these little short guys up there that can just pop off 30 or 40, but us long-armed kids, it was difficult getting our chins up there. So we get all the way, I graduate high school, and 4 days later is when I get called off to boot camp. It was in June of '97. And I really remember this is because I'm a diehard Jazz fan, and that was the first year that they finally made it to the finals, and I wouldn't have an opportunity to watch them. I was having to go off to San Diego to become this new life that I had seen in all these brochures and movies. So my mom takes me on June 7th. We drive down to Salt Lake City Airport. I stay in this tiny hotel right next door. And it had to be the hardest mattress I've ever slept on in my life. That, my mind was running a marathon, wondering all these cool things that I'm going to do, and everything's just going to be great. And so I didn't sleep a wink that night. We got up that morning and ended up flying out. We had to fly to San Francisco. There was a layover for about 4 hours, and they flew us into San Diego. So we fly into San Diego, and there was about 7 others that came from Utah with me, and they had this nice man with a sign that said, hey, follow me, we'll take you. And we walk out, it's gorgeous in San Diego. And they have this humongous charter bus. I go, this is first class treatment that we're getting right here. So we all take our seats, and they have videos and comfy chairs. And we get told, hey, take your seats, we're getting ready to leave. And at that point, the driver gets off, and these humongous, the biggest massive guys I've ever seen in my life, drill instructors, board this bus. And they begin screaming like I've never heard before. Partly because I couldn't understand them. Their Jamaican accents were so thick that you couldn't hear what's going on, but I've never seen muscle on top of them. It was just, they were brick walls yelling at us. And they told us to put our head between our legs. They didn't want to see where we were going. So, sure enough, we're on this ride, and they are hitting, they're going over bumps, they're going over curves, everything, and it goes on for 2 hours. And it's now beginning to get night, and we pull up to Marine Corps Recruit Depot. I finally peeked up and took a look as we're going through the gates. And they have us take out, screaming, come on, on board the bus, on board the bus. And this is the first time that I started thinking, you know what did I get myself into? As we're crawling each other trying to get out. And we're standing down, they have these yellow footprints that you stand in, and you raise your right hand and you swear to that you're now part of the government, part of the Marine Corps Depot, and that you're going to do your best. And so at that point, they then take us in, and they book us, they shave our heads. I had a glorious head of hair at that point. It never returned, needless to say. They did, and so they issued us our green civvies that we would now sport for the next 4 years, camouflage, which everybody could always see us, but I don't know why they call it camouflage. But so we get boarded in there. They take all of your world possessions away, and they take you through. And it was 14 weeks of nothing that was in the brochure. And that's when I realized if they showed what was actually going on there, they wouldn't get anybody to go. Now I bring it up, I spent 4 years, and I did a couple of the things in the brochures. I never got to protect the president, never got to swim with sharks. But it was the things that I despise most are what actually turned out making me into the man we are today. It was, I don't know if you've ever heard hurry up and wait. That's what they did all the time. They'd have us just run for miles and miles and miles and have us sit there for 4 hours. And it was getting to bond with other Marines and just getting to know kind of how people think and feel. It was just the bond that you got from that. And so while I didn't appreciate, I grew to love the stuff that wasn't in the brochure, and that's what really turned me into a man. And that's why I wanted to kind of give the history.